Hello, welcome to another immigration art video. My name is Art Serratelli, and together with Mara Mijal, the two of us, we run the immigration law firm at Serratelli Mijal, PLLC. If you have any question about immigration, send us an email. Email is your best bet. Send us an email and we will respond. We feel an obligation to answer questions from people in America, outside America, from anywhere on earth. If you have any questions about immigration, we'll either know the answer or we'll get you to the right people who do know the answer. Because here's our promise. If you've got a question, we'll have an answer. So please, you're not going to get a bill. Just send us questions, and it's our pleasure to help answer them. This is the inaugural video for the 2019 season for All Day, Friday, Fun Day, Hawaiian Shirt Day. Do you see how much fun I'm having? You should even see the fun Mara's having. Woo! She is processing I-129s and she's processing N-400s and she's processing perm labor certifications and she is like living in a party over there. So let's leave her to do what she's good at. She's good at making all the crazy promises I offer you guys. She makes my crazy promises come true. Today's video was actually suggested by members of the Filipino community where our office is located. A young man said, "Hey, Art, hey, Mara, what are the rules? What are the rules for getting your mom and dad green cards if you, the adult child of the mom and dad, have U.S. citizenship? What are the rules?" And I've got some good news. To all our friends in the Filipino community and to all our friends all over the world in any community, here are the rules. If you are a U.S. citizen and you want to bring your mom and dad here permanently as permanent residents with green cards or with immigrant visas, it's the same thing. The status is permanent residency. Which means the same thing as immigrant, which means the same thing as having a green card status. If you're overseas, you show up with an immigrant visa and you do paperwork at the airport and they mail you a green card. If you're already in America, mom and dad, you're already in America hanging out with your child as a visitor, and you change your mind, and instead of visiting, you say, you know what, these grandchildren are kind of cute. I can pay attention to them, kiss them, spoil them rotten, and then when mom and dad come home, my child and his spouse come home, it's their problem. I spoiled the kids all day. I am off the clock. It's their problem. If you want to live here and change your mind from visiting, you can do that. You can do that. Why? because the parents of a U.S. citizen who seek permanent residence are treated exactly the same as the international spouse who marries an American. The international spouse marrying an American for a marriage case, that is an immediate relative case. There is no wait time. There is no backlog for that kind of a green card. The only wait time is the time it takes to process the paper. Likewise, if you are the parent of an American citizen, you too are an immediate relative, and you too have no wait, none, except for the time it takes to process your application. So these are good categories. Immediate relative, no visa backlog. It's an immediate relative. That's the definition of an immediate relative. No backlog. Boom. Okay, so parents are immediate relatives. So what? What's that mean? Why is that a big deal? Big deal number one. I've already mentioned there are no backlogs. If you're an immediate relative and say you're from India and normally you'd have to wait, 9 years for an employment visa, well, you wait 1 year if you're the mom or dad of an American citizen. So no backlogs, none. No matter what country you're from, no backlogs, period. Big deal number two. Big deal number two is that you, as the parent, have lots of ways to get here. You could stay waiting at home in your home country and then process the paperwork starting in America with the I-130, just like you would in a marriage case. And two, once the I-130 gets through the system, you can consular process an immigrant visa. The I-130 paperwork from immigration will go to some place called the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center is your it's the file cabinet for the entire American embassy system in the entire world. And this file cabinet, the NVC, National Visa Center, is in New Hampshire, the state of New Hampshire, in New England, in America. And then from the NVC, the whole file goes to the United States consulate, perhaps in the local embassy of America nearest you, and you go in and get an appointment. Explain that you're the parents of an American citizen and you get an immigrant visa, which becomes your green card when you show up at the airport. That's option number one. Option number two. If you're already here, mom and dad, visiting your U.S. citizen grown-up child, and you decide during your visit, you know what, I really like it here. These grandchildren are so cute. We're all alone in our home country, just two old people fighting with each other. And if you change your mind during the visit and you didn't make plans to sell your house before you showed up, you didn't quit a job, or you just didn't retire and have no ties to your home country, if you're coming to a visit and it's a real visit and you change your mind and you want to stay, the rules for immediate relatives will let you do that. You're allowed to change your mind. So that's option two. Show up, visit, love it. The grandchildren are cute. They're out of diapers. They talk. They run around. It's cute. You want to stay. Stay. Then stay. Then you file the I-130 here and you file the I-485 right along with it in the same envelope, and you get the green card right here in America, and you don't have to go to any embassy. if you visit and just say you're torn, you want to stay, you want to go. You want to stay, you're a visitor, you want to go. You got stuff back home in your home country, you have friends there, you want to go, but you want to stay because the grandchildren are cute. So what do? If you make the unfortunate choice of overstaying, if you overstay your visit, don't leave, because if you overstay your visit too long, there's a 180-day rule. If you overstay more than that and you leave, you're not coming back for 3 years. That's called the 3-year bar. If, heaven forbid, you love the grandchildren so much and you were indecisive and you never left and you overstay your visa for over a year, that's a 10-year bar. You ain't coming back. So don't go. If you overstay, you've sort of made a choice. Your choice is get in line for a green card right away. You're allowed to overstay just like the spouse of an American in a similar situation. You're allowed to stay, file your case. The overstay is forgiven because you're an immediate relative. That's been the rule since the beginning of my career anyway. That's been the rule since the beginning of my career. You're an overstay. You're allowed to stay. They forgive the overstay, and you get a green card. Meaning, it's a big deal to get these types of cases filed now because Trump is talking his big talk. The president, mentally stable genius, talks a lot. Does anything he say ever get done? Sometimes. Is he picking on immigration to make a lot of changes because it's easy to do? Yes. Isn't that what bullies do in the schoolyard? Pick on the weakest link, the weakest kid? Yeah. So Trump is promising to get rid of the U.S. citizen green card for parents category. He might be doing this because maybe he doesn't get along with his in-laws, and Melania's parents, the in-laws, got green cards this way, and then they became citizens after a while. Maybe he doesn't get along with the in-laws. I'm sure the in-laws don't get along with him. If I was his father-in-law, I wouldn't get along with him. I would avoid him like the plague. Got to listen to him talk on and on about nothing but bragging. Yikes. What a blowhard. But anyway, who knows why he's doing it. But Congress would have to change the law. So he can talk all he wants. But Congress isn't going to change the law as long as the House of Representatives is in the hands of the Democratic Party. So that's big deal number 3. Do it. You got the opportunity to do this. Do it now. Don't wait. Don't wait. Do it now. One more time. Big deal number 3. Why is it a big deal? Because time could be running out. Do it now. In conclusion, President Mentally Stable Genius is a blowhard. If I were his father-in-law, I would avoid him. I wouldn't go near him. And if you are the parent of a U.S. citizen, think seriously about filing for a green card now based on that family relationship, if in fact you would like to live permanently in the United States. Some people don't want to live permanently, but they want the green card. No, no, no. If you don't want to live here permanently, you got to live here more than half of every year. More than half of the time, you got to be in America. So if you don't want to be here that much, you don't need a green card. Get a visitor visa. And when the interviewer asks you, well, you have an American citizen grown child there and grandchildren, you're just going to visit and stay. You say, no, I'm not. I know how to get that kind of a visa, an immigrant visa. I don't want it. I don't want to be driving my car on a 12-lane highway in Dallas, Texas. It would make me have a nervous breakdown. I don't want to be trapped in the house babysitting my kids' and not speaking English clearly enough to communicate. I can't even watch TV. No, thank you. Visitor visa, please. Visa for visiting. I'll be there for 2 weeks max, 3 weeks tops, and come back. So that was my summary.